Hello and welcome back. We got another good week going on here. We had a good week of sales. Today's sales were more quality over quantity, which I always take. I'll take bigger sales over a bunch of 9.99 sales all day. So I want to go ahead and hit a few what solds, and then our topic today is first class shipping. It should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but there is a couple little parts, a couple of tricky things. So first of all, what sold? I sold this Back to the Future game for $29.99. I paid $5. The modern games, the Xbox Ones, the PlayStation 4s, the PlayStation 5s, don't usually have manuals, so don't be too concerned when you open up one of these like this and there's no manual. That's just part of it. There's an online manual that people can look up if they really need to know. This is actually just kind of a redone version, an updated version. So if you've had the game before, it's a more updated version. Wanted to go in, like I said, this is more high-end type sales. These Brooks Brothers pants sold. They originally were $198. They're size 34. They're flat front, like that. But and in our area, the slack size, all the slacks are pretty much the same price. They're $5.49. So I sold it for $49.99 plus priority shipping. These are heavier than a pound, so they'll go priority. Sold a Cool brand shirt. I always like the Cool. It's spelled a little different than you may think, but this is a really good brand for selling online as a whole. The cargo shorts sell really well. I had a pair of pants a while back. That may have been in a video. Can't remember. But now this was not as good as some because of the size is a medium. But I paid $2 and I got $19.99 out of it. I've got a Facebook reel up. If you came to the video for it, I'm going to go ahead and show you what sold off that. We had a Hermes Paris shirt, 100% silk. It's women's. And we paid $4 and something for it. Whatever the shirt going rate was 18 months ago, because it did take about 18 months to sell this. But this is the big baby of the weekend. As far as one item, we had some other good items though too. But we got $199 out of this shirt. So that was an excellent sale. Nothing fancy about it, but that name that Hermes Paris sells, usually you don't find these. I usually look through like 1,000 shirts a week. And I've only found 2 shirts in my life. I found a men's polo and I found this women's silk shirt. And the only reason I found it was because it was in the men's section. I don't look a lot of times in the women's section of clothing too much. And that's why I always tell people. People say, well, how can I find stuff? Well, I don't look everywhere, so you may look somewhere or dig somewhere deeper where I'm not digging, and you can always find stuff. So I always say that, I don't just sell clothing. I sell other stuff too. One of those other things I sell, recently, I've been looking into it and that type of thing, is older vintage linens. And I went to an estate sale, and I'm going to show you 3 items I bought at that estate sale, but I bought a whole bunch. And I only paid $20 for everything. One thing it sold, and if you ever go to estate sales, you can look for stuff like this. This is a pack of pillowcases. 2-pack of pillowcases. They do have this cool design, so that's what helps sell. Not the standard white ones are going to sell that great, but these sell because they're cool. But this was $17. Like I said, I paid $20 for everything, and you're going to see 3 things, and you're going to see already I made money out of the whole deal. But I've got a lot more, and you may see those in other videos coming up. But got $17 out of these. Just a pair of pillowcases. This is not very heavy. So that's a good profit, and something easy. Take a couple pictures, list it. People like that only takes limited space. So we've covered that topic in another video. If you only have limited space, you can do stuff like that. This is even a better set of pillowcases. These was Vera, the collection by Burlington. We used to have a factory in East End Rafford that was a Burlington factory that made a lot of stuff. So, this stuff still floats around the area. But I got $29.99 out of these pillowcases. So I paid $20 for everything. So selling these pillowcases pretty much pays for everything. So those other pillowcases were profit, and this coming up item was all profit. Every time I see one of these older shirts in a bag, I go ahead and pick them up. Usually people, $1, $2. And the nice thing about these things, you don't have to measure them or anything like that. You tell the person, hey, I didn't measure it because it was still in the thing, And I was expecting this thing to only sell for probably 16, 17 bucks. But when I looked it up, see, I get surprised too. These things go for like $30 or more. So I just went in and put 30 bucks on it. It sold in about 24 hours. So if you'll look, I paid 20 bucks for everything, and there's still plenty to go. But these alone, you're looking at $77 in sales. So we're in the profit already, and trust me, I've got more to go. I always say that memories sell and stuff. So I sold some magazines. They're the National Lampoon magazines. They're kind of satire, and they're a little bit more on the adult type satire. Was that an estate, family-run estate thing? You'll probably see that pattern run in this video for sure. But we got a lot of Mad magazines and a lot of those National Lampoons. It was just a stack of them. And I asked the lady what she wants. She said $10 for the stack. I was fine with that. So I think I did the Mad magazines already on a video. We got $19.99 plus shipping for those, and we got even more for the National Lampoons. We got $39.99 plus shipping. So that was a really good thing. Magazines aren't hard to ship out. I actually had those in what they call a Region B box. They're doing away with those according to the rumors. I don't know 100% the truth, so we'll speculate. And I'm going to do a little deep dive searching when we get next week. We're going to talk about priority shipping. So when we get there, I'm going to do a little deeper research so I make sure the information that I give you is correct. But I want to make sure I'm telling you right on the shipping, because shipping is very important. And you're going to make mistakes on shipping. If you get burned a couple times, it's just going to happen. I've done thousands and thousands of transactions, and sometimes I underestimate what shipping's going to cost me, and it does. But then there's sometimes I estimate shipping, so it all kind of balances out in the end. But sometimes when you pick up an item, you might want to think about shipping, and I really want to fool with it, that type of thing. Hey, it just depends on that. Sold something else that's cool. These Napa Valley wooden cassette holders. It's not very heavy. This is what they call a 60 slot one. There is a 100 slot one out there. There's a 40 some slot one, or a smaller one than this. These are really good to pick up. I picked this up for $2 at a yard sale. You'll see these, I wouldn't say everywhere, but you'll run into these pretty often. This was $2, and this sold for $42 plus shipping. So it's not that bad. It does have the little Napa stamp on it. So, but like I say, I do sell stuff other than clothing. So, this is the type of stuff I sell. My last sale that I'm going to show you for today, because we're going to try to keep this video a little bit on the shorter side today. Like I said, I had 16 solds. I sold some Goosebump books. I sold some Junie P. Jones books, kids books. I probably won't be picking up Junie P. Jones anymore. It's just gotten to the point, they're long tail. You're not making what you're used to. It used to be when we were in more pandemic times that kids books, it's pretty much you list them, they sell. So, you just roll with them. But they've slowed down some. I still pick up Goosebumps. The Babysitter Club books I would highly recommend to go ahead and pick up. Just lots of them. You ship them media, so you wouldn't have a lot in shipping and stuff. Those still tend to move pretty good. But I would, I'm not going to pick up Junie P. Jones again. But I did sell the Goosebumps. I did sell the Junie P. Jones. I just don't have them here to show you. Like I said, it was less overall sales, but better sales. Also had another Facebook reel, and this is the last item I'm going to show you. that I tested it on the reel, and I showed you. Believe it or not, VCRs still sell good. Especially, there's two different ones that sell really good that you can find pretty often. I'm reaching to get it. I'm not trying to make things bad on myself. But these Sony VCRs, they sell still pretty good. This is a model SLB N51. And the thing that's so cool about it, there's this. And thing about it cool one, this is where I make mistakes. And I don't want you to do the same mistakes, so I'm going to tell you. I found out about a family estate sale last Friday, and I found about it late in the day. So in the back of my mind, A, I was tired. And B, I was like, it's probably all picked over anyway, so there won't be nothing that great there. So it went on that Friday. It went on that Saturday. And then I got the word this past Friday that everything's free. Come pick up stuff. And I was already in town, so I thought, well, I'll just run over and see what I got. Well, lo and behold, this VCR was still there and got the remote with it. And this is Sony. It's a good name brand. The sell-through rate is absolutely wonderful. Like I was going to say earlier with VCRs, these Sony, especially with the remotes, they're good. That was not the heavier one. It's a lighter weight one. This is later on, like 2005 or something. It doesn't have a manufacturer date, but that's around the time those were made. It was around 2005. The whole thing, it only weighs like 6 pounds altogether. I weighed everything. So, it's not that heavy. Got this free, got the VCR free, and it sold for $60 plus shipping. So, how can you beat free? Also, I always throw in the RCA cables with that. I got this in a free box of stuff. So, everything is absolutely free with this, other than I got to do my packing and stuff like that. But you get plus shipping, and then see, you get a discount from eBay. So I always use that towards my packaging and my materials and stuff like that. So I wanted to go into first class shipping, finishing up the video here. First class isn't hard. A lot of the stuff that you'll ship probably is first class more than anything, unless you just go with a bunch of heavy stuff. Generally, first class is broken in up to 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and 13 ounces to 16 ounces. Anything over a pound is first class through eBay or pirate ship. Now, this is the tricky part. If you go through the post office, just say you package up something, say I package this game up, and I don't print out a label, I take it to the post office. Not only will I not be discounted, you get a discount through eBay, whether you print out the labels through a Rolo or you print them out on a printer and tape them on. Either way, you get a discount. So, I always try to print them out. It's one of those things that I waited too long. I should have done differently, but we'll go into that in another video. But if you do through eBay, you can go all the way to 16 ounces before it's priority. But if you go through the post office and it's over 13 ounces, you got to pay priority, 13 ounces. So it's a big difference then, especially if the package was going to California. Say it's 14 ounces and going to California, through eBay, it'd be like $6.28. But see, you're bumping up to priority. So you're probably looking at $14 at the post office for a 14-ounce package going to the post office, as opposed to shipping it on through eBay or pirate ship, buying your postage. So that's definitely a big difference. But like I said, it's broken up into 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and then 13 and above. Now 13 still, if it's like 12.5, you round up. You always round up. If it's 3.5 ounces, it rounds up to 4. If it's 8.2 ounces, it'll still go up to 9. That's the way it goes on that. So, just with first class shipping, if it's above 13 ounces or so, if you don't, like I said, what I'm really trying to tell you is print out your shipping with eBay. I made that mistake for a while. I did a lot of mine at the post office, and I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying you have to buy a thermal printer, But try to get you a little printer and try to print out your stuff, because you'll save money and it'll give you more flexibility doing it at home. Now, if you've got to go to the post office, you got to go to the post office. Just be smart with what you pick up. Pick up stuff like a video game here. This definitely is never going. This is going to be a 4-ouncer because, like I said, no manual. So that's going to be this is going to be at most $4 to ship, even if it's California. It just won't cost me a lot, no matter what. Something like this is about this may not even go for the 8-ounce, but a lot of your typical shirts will go for around 12 ounces. So you're looking at most $5 to something like to California. Just kind of give you an idea of what you'll pay. These pillowcases we talked about earlier. Now, this is a lighter set. This will be under 12 ounces. I'm not sure. These are more heavier duty, so I'm not really sure. I haven't thrown them on a scale, which I've always told you, if you've listened to any amount of my videos, always make sure you have a scale. That should be one of your first purchases you make. I know I always tell you don't make a lot of purchases up front, first of all. Make sure you like what you're doing here. If you don't like what you're doing, this is not for you. It's not for everybody. That's why there's always limited amount, and don't worried about your competition. I never have worried about competition. I work with people all the time. It's fine. I don't, what if they get something, I'm glad for them. I'm not worried about my competition. But I hope this answers all the first class issues. There's not a lot to first class, really. It's standard. It's simple. Like I said, it's broke up into 4 ounces, 4, 8, 12, 13. And then, like I said, that's through the post office. And if you do it through eBay, it's 4, 8, 12, and then 13 to 16. Now, what you'll do, let me let you know, if you print out something and say it's 15.5 ounces and you put in on your eBay to print the label or pirate ship, you put in 1.0. Now, when your label prints out, it'll print out 15.9 ounces. That's just the way it's set up through the system. So don't fret when that pops out and go, well, I want 1 pound. I don't want 15.9 ounces. It's nothing to worry about. That's the way it's set up. So I hope that helps you with shipping. That's part 2. We'll have part 3. Like I said, I'm going to break up priority into 2 parts. I'm going to probably try to have a little more visual with the boxes and stuff. We'll try to see what we come up with. We'll definitely talk about this baby right here. This is Priority Gold. And we'll talk about this baby, but when it comes to Priority, this is the one thing you do need to know is these padded flats. And they make a cardboard version of it too, but you need to know about those, and that'll be next week. But wanted to talk about that good sale, that $199 shirt. That was good stuff. You can make good money. You just, but that's a once, I only find shirts like that every once in a while. So you mainly do your bread and butter stuff more often. But this is one of the weeks that was, quantity over quality. I hope you have a good week. Take care. Bye-bye.